too high on your channel, is what I'm hearing. It might be, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. I'll turn it down a little bit then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank God they didn't pick Khalid again. Damien's main, Khalid, did not go well last match. They didn't need to ban it this time.
Seeing the Wan pick, I really don't know how that's gonna turn out here.
Honestly, yeah, completely agree. I feel like the Wan pick is very suicidal. Like, you got Esme gap close, you got Alice gap close, you got Ling gap close.
Wan actually is a really good lane counter to Alice, so maybe that's why they picked it. But with all the other people they have on their team in picks, Farsa, fucking Rafaela, Ling, it might be just a bit too difficult to really get ahead. So wait, if I pan the map, does it pan the map for everybody?
No.
So just
that's your own map.
Okay, good.
Eve gave me some free poke on Farsa there in the bush. Link starting his buff instead of lane, probably a better choice because he's versus 2 ranged in mid. Farsa and Raph both got stunned. Yeah, so Melee's gonna have pretty good prio just for getting, you know, scuttles.
Yeah, just going over to the wave, scuttle, straight to the jungle then right after.
Considering how weak early game Ling is, it really just depends right now. Like, the early game is
Whose
really
draft do you like more, Nuggets?
I think AE has a much better late game draft, but if Simpsons can maybe play together as a team, because I think their comp is much better team fight wise rather than splitting.
I think I kind of agree. I like AE's draft a lot more, even though they have the Basha to counter. I believe Granger's got his blue stolen, right? Yeah, looks like that.
Oh, who stole it?
You didn't see the Ling, I believe, took it. Yeah, Ling took their blue. So now Granger's not even level 4 yet.
And Ling just hit 4. Granger's about to get 4 after this mid wave. Yet blue side still has a Simpson still has a slight gold lead. Farsa just used her bird to try and get a poke here. Granger stun. Ling going in. He died to got CC.
Nice.
He didn't
wow.
for some reason.
Granger ult goes through but misses a few on the Rafaela. Still got the kill onto the Ling.
Yeah, that was really questionable Ling engage.
Yeah, didn't even have time to pop his ult. I think it was the Basha. I think Basha, right before he landed on him, I think he jumped in the air, stunned him for a while longer, and he just didn't have time to react.
The 1.5, 1.5.
1.5, exactly. Just like Dave taught us all. So that gives a free turtle to Simpsons, putting them in the lead by about 500 gold. Not a huge difference, but definitely not something to laugh about either. As Ling goes back to his blue buff, doesn't really want to contest it.
Farsa almost dying to the Eve poke. Ling going in the Basha. Remember, he still has ult because he didn't use it earlier.
Ling does get the kill.
Not using it now.
Raph a little bit aggressive on the Granger. Being very... No, they're just going to give it up. Because they probably heard that Wan was coming down. I think that was a good play, honestly, just retreating. Because if you look at Paquito as well, Paquito was ready to go and defend that. So I think the best case scenario was what AE just did and just left that blue and not overcommit.
Farsa
especially versus a Granger.
After Granger ulted. Still not recalling though, despite being half HP. Oh, now she is. Esme and Paquito lane seem to be going even, though Esme is down 300 gold somehow versus the Paquito when she has Avarice. That is pretty questionable. Not sure how that happened when Esme is a pretty good lane counter versus Paquito.
3 members of AE trying to pressure this Wan, but Simpson's realizing that and kind of just helping out Wan's weak early game. Getting up here, ready in case they dive.
Simpson's playing considerably better this game than the previous game. Hopefully they realized what they were doing wrong.
Oh, over at mid. Granger does get eliminated. Ling ulting onto the Basha, trying to roll away, and he actually does manage to escape, leaving the Eve all alone to fend for herself here. Ling has no blue, doesn't really want to commit too hard.
Eve
just decides to retreat.
Doing damage. So far, they're even gold. That goldie seemed to have disappeared. Despite them getting a kill there. Simpson's leading in a slight bit of gold. Looks like they're trying to set up turtle fight here. They have prio on it. Granger is doing his blue buff while they're doing the turtle. They might get it. Farsa's trying to kill the 1-1. 1-1 has a flicker to dodge the Farsa ult.
When it does end up surviving, but it looks like AE wants to take this turtle. Granger going through, doesn't really connect on anybody. Raz does get the retribution onto the turtle.
Raph and Alice both having to flicker there from being caught out.
Overall, a pretty close match, but honestly, I think I see a clear winner in the late game with the Alice, the Esmeralda, and the Farsa. Not to mention the Ling, and Granger doesn't really scale well, so if this does go late game, and that is how it's looking right now, it's not going to be good for Simpson.
And Wawa getting picked under her tower.
AE pressuring that Wenwen with all their assassins and dive, just like they should be.
Bot lane, just like last game, a similar 1v1 game, with both being 0-0-0 still.
Having struggles versus this Esmeralda. Yeah, they couldn't even take the tower in a 2v1 scenario. That's because, you know, the tower buff, you really can't dive early game anymore.
Yeah, not to mention,
It's-
you know,
it's
someone
not-
tanky, hasn't they?
Yeah, you really can't bully side laners as much as you used to be able to. Because remember, we were having that meta where 4 people would go to a lane and just dominate that lane, take the tower in like 2 minutes. That never happens anymore because of all the changes to the game. And the meta
Eve
side
and Granger both just ulted, trying to kill the Farsa, both failed. Not enough damage.
didn't even have to pop the flicker, wow.
They're trying to set up a gank dive on this Paquito here.
Yeah, I see that on the Paquito. Do not
I'm
go
sure
for
it's
it.
a good idea. Not a
Cutting
good
the
idea.
wave. We'll see if his team rotates over. Farsa
Farsa getting caught out again.
ulting just to clear the wave. That's gonna
Ooh,
defend mid
Granger
quite
going,
well.
Link going on the Granger after he gets poked by Farsa, killing both
Wow.
the
When
Eve
they're
and
trying
the
to get her
Granger.
ultimate, actually ends up killing Rylles there.
But Wawan gets a shutdown on Ling. Farsa
Trying
is
to shift
getting hurt.
priority. Stunned by the Rafaela. A flicker comes out, and this Wenwen barely. Nah, she ended up dying. This
Farsa
is
trying to get an ult again.
this is not looking good for Simpsons right now.
Paquito killed Raph, but he's probably gonna die to the Raph passes. There he goes. Granger ulting.
Ranger will finally coming in, actually juked by
Yes.
the Farsa flicker.
I mean, if you were looking there, Farsa almost flickered into it.
She kind of stood still too for a little bit. I think she
Yeah,
expected
yeah, I think
herself
she-
to die. Maybe she might have
I think
thought
she might
she
have
was
slipped.
dead, but she was there.
That was really funny.
Wow, a lot of kills coming in for AE. Just look at Rylles' score right now as well. 4 and 2 versus the Granger 1 and 2. Even though Granger has a way stronger early game, it's not really what you want to see right now.
Well, the Farsa has been setting up really well.
Farsa
with
is
the
doing
Ling.
good with her ultimates. And she's also baiting out a lot of skills because they keep trying to kill her, but they're never able to.
Indeed. Pack not really rotating as much as he should be. He's trying to force 1v1 lane versus an Esme when he's someone who
Alice
gets
and
lane
Link on the
prio.
turtle here. It doesn't look like it's going to be contested. It doesn't even look like Simpsons. I'm sure they know, but they just realize that they can't fight at this point. It's not a good situation. So they decide to give that up without contest.
Pack trying to
Bot
fight the
lane
Esme,
now, we
but
see
no.
Paquito getting ganked. And Rylles is able to secure the kill. Granger ult comes out, but so does the Ling ult. Ends up escaping with his life. Raph, just with that, all that movement speed, easily lets her team escape. Wenwen actually gets hit by the Raph. Flicker
Wenwen
comes in
dies
from
for a
Raph.
Raph.
Wow. Basha going down now as well. And they're
Double kill
still
for the
looking
Raph.
for more. Esme trying to dive. Triple kill onto the Rafaela. Are you kidding me? Nuggets, did you expect this from AE?
Nah, I went over that last game too. I really didn't expect them to do
That's
perform.
exactly. And they are. I don't understand. It really
Not
goes
in
to
the
show.
way-
It goes to show how different tournament is from ranked. Really.
Not in the way saying that they would be bad, but I was expecting more mistakes. They have been making not a lot of mistakes, but at the same time, Simpsons has been making way too many mistakes.
I mean, that's just the power of pressure when you're in a tournament, to be honest. You can change your mindset, you can start doing stuff you usually would never do. And honestly, it's I don't see it as abusing AE at all.
And Wanwan has the flicker there, almost being two-shot by the Farsal.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Simpsons, especially now that they're freezing. 2 items there simultaneously picked up by AE's team. I mean, this is just not looking good. Do you see any comeback into this match for Simpsons?
No,
I think
it's over.
You think it's over?
I think it's over.
I would honestly, I would have to agree with you there. I would have to agree that I think this match is just over.
You take a look at bot lane. Oh, not anymore, but there were a lot of minions down there and basically was frozen for the last minute or so. Pack not being able to get any gold.
I mean, if you check the items, Wenwen just has 1 item.
Some all chat messages going on.
I don't understand that, but okay. Moving on. Moving on.
Like they're trying to call out something.
I don't understand totally.
Delve into it. He is trying to say that he's being piloted is right now.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna speak on that. I don't even know anything about that. But anyways, he did end up taking the Lord there.
Game should end here. I don't see they're gonna win or be able to defend this.
Honestly, yeah, with the 2 marksmen under tower. I mean, actually, rylles getting very low as to ult out. Didn't do much that team fight. Basha is down. Gringer is very low. Almost got killed by the Alice, but she couldn't quite reach it.
One ult just doing the
absolutely no damage. Nothing. That's 2 high grounds down. Lord on the base. Pikito trying to go in. Gringer ends up falling. Pikito ends up falling as well.
And that should be game.
Yeah. Wow. So what do you think was the problem for Simpsons there?
I think the Farsa carried the game. They tried so hard to try and pick out the Farsa, but each time they were just wasting their skills and she never died. But Farsa just continuously, repeatedly just bursted their backline. And nobody could punish her because they have no way to punish the Farsa, who is a backliner.
I think the double marksman